Hello everybody, welcome back to the Mandy Margaret page. Today we are going to be talking about something that I know a lot of people are working on, especially people who might be home more given everything that's going on. So a lot of people, you may have seen, are working on organizing stuff. And that's something that I know for me personally, I put off and I always have something else that takes precedence over it. So now I actually had time to go through all of the shampoos that I've accumulated and lotions and body washes and things like that, especially for me, was things that I had accumulated a lot of. But we also recently had moved, so I have a lot of boxes of things, even from my childhood, that I'm going through, and I am a very sentimental person. So I have trouble getting rid of stuff sometimes. I know that there's a lot of different tips on how to do this, and I am certainly not a professional in this, but I thought that I'd give you guys some tips on how I am helping to sort the things that are really important to me and taking the time to go through, appreciate, and let go of some of it. So the first tip that I have is, if you have stuff, like I do, if you have stuff that you've kept for a long time for a sentimental reason, think about the reason behind that. Is the actual item what has the value, or is it the story behind it? I started to realize that I have so many of these sentimental keepsakes that I actually never really get to see them. They end up in boxes, or they end up in the attic, in the garage. I realized that I want them to mean something and not just be in that attic anymore, but I also never wanted to forget them. So what I started doing was creating a photo album of pictures of those things, of my stuffed animals, maybe of even letters from people that I don't need to keep anymore. I keep some letters. I keep the ones from my grandparents, from my parents, things like that, but the ones that somebody just signed their name on from my 14th birthday, it was time to let go of, because I have kept every card anybody has ever given me. So I still keep the ones where somebody wrote something significant, but I'm learning that it's okay to let go of some of the other ones. In that same vein, if somebody gave me a gift, if they gave me a letter, I feel guilty getting rid of it. And I feel like that person picked this thing out for me. So even if it doesn't have a purpose for me anymore, I feel the need to keep it. And this is something that I've learned, that it's okay to let go of. It is okay for me to no longer have the purpose for that thing. And the person who gave it to me sometimes isn't even in my life anymore. So that's another thing that I fall into the category of take a picture of it and donate it. The second biggest cause of clutter for me happens to be papers. So I'm not sure if these are the boxes you can see that in, but you might see in here that I have like journal, 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 journal. This is actually a whole bin of journals. Oh, convenient. We found one for writing workshop. Especially when I was in college or in high school, I would always write little notes on the side of my notes, and a lot of those ended up being things that I cared about. They were my poems, my writings, my journals, things like that that were really important to me. But what would happen is, and you can actually see that I did some of this the other day, so this is how many binders of things. Oops. We're still learning here. I went through 4 binders. This is just regular paper, so this is just being kept in here as a regular binder. 4 binders full of stuff the other day. And realistically, the reason I was keeping these binders, it wasn't for the information inside of them. I went through and some of them were information from my 6th grade class that I would never need again. I wouldn't go through them and I wouldn't get rid of them because I knew that I was writing on the sides of them, and I never wanted to accidentally throw out my song or my poem or an idea that I had for a short story or something like that. And what I found was that, again, similarly, it was getting put into a box, so it wasn't even serving its purpose. So even if it had my writing in it, even if it had something that I genuinely cared about, I was holding on to it and then still not connecting with the part that meant something to me. I actually took the time the other day and I went through and I tore out the pages that had things written in the margins, and I went through and I was really in love with some of the things that I had put in there. It was also nice just to reflect, because some of these are from 6th grade, 7th grade, younger times in my life, where even though I'm still pretty young, that mindset is so different to me now. So to remember those things, to find little notes about the first time I started volunteering or the first time I was in love or something like that, is so fun, and it gave a purpose and it gave me a motivation to keep pushing through it. So I had 4 boxes while I was doing this to help me sort all of them. I don't think there was a 4th box actually. Sorry, I'm mixing things up. I had 3 boxes for my writing. So that was the 3 that I organized it into. Things I was getting rid of, personal things, and then professional things. And that way it was really easy for me when I decided to go back through and sort again And my plan is that when I go through the personal box, that will be the one that I end up taking pictures of some things. For my personal writings, I do want to end up typing those up and have them on a personal backup. I was able to get through an entire box completely sorted. I ended up having a whole bag of recyclables that I was ready to get rid of, so it cleared out a bunch of the clutter. And I would argue most of that writing box will end up being cleared out within the next week or so when I have the time to type it up. The way that I sorted those was using bags. If you don't have boxes, that's a great way of doing it, and knowing what each bag, what room it's going to, or what desk, drawer, something like that, that can keep it organized for you as you're going. And that way, if you're going through something like one concentrated area, you don't have to get up and walk to the office every time something is supposed to go in there. You keep it in that bag, you carry the bag into the room, and then you're able to disperse it. For some people, this might not work because it might feel overwhelming to have to sort and then sort again. So just keep that in mind before you do that, but it's something that works very well for me. Another tip that was very helpful to me that my mom actually gave me was when you're doing something like cleaning or sorting, especially things that require you to kind of take apart the room before you put it back together, if you're able to push through the task, try to finish it, but if not, make sure you put it back together and don't just leave the clutter all over, because when you come back to it, that might be even more overwhelming. Sometimes when I'm sorting, I end up leaving stuff because I need to step away from it for a minute, but then what I find is when I try to come back to it, I'm so overwhelmed seeing the mess that I can't really address it. This is something that gets really overwhelming for me. I can get very messy and disorganized, and sometimes I find that if I'm feeling disorganized in my thought, you can start to see it around me. If you're somebody like that, I also encourage you to schedule a call. This was a really great idea that one of my friends actually had, and I had commented on her status to be a part of it, where she video chatted with people for an hour, and it was called an accountability call, which I thought was really fun because we sat for an hour. She was working on something and I was working, and after that hour, I was through a box. I didn't feel overwhelmed because I got to talk to her the whole time. So as much as I was doing work, I was also having some social time. So that is also a great tip that I am going to credit my friend for. That if you're able to, get on the phone with somebody, talk with somebody. It doesn't have to be that you're sitting here just frustrated or overwhelmed by it. Give yourself the piece of it that's fun while you're doing the work. Maybe that means music, maybe that means turning on a movie. Try not to get super distracted at the same time though. We've all done it where you turn on the movie and then you're watching the movie, you completely forgot the boxes in front of you, you're up to the second hour and nothing's gotten done. So I caution you with that part, but an accountability call is an awesome idea. Set a goal that feels capable for you, that feels tangible, and make sure that you finish that goal, even if it's the only thing that you did that day. So for me, today, after I get off this chat, this is the box that I'm going to sort, and this is my goal for the day. And my goal is to get this box empty. Now, that might mean that I empty it and I get it sorted into 2 other boxes, but my goal today is to get through everything in this box. Set a goal like that, and then really stick to it. My final tip for everybody today is that I know as we're doing these things, a lot of the time we can maybe have some negative self-talk starting. I know for me, when I start going through these things, I get really frustrated with myself and I think it's my fault that I have these things. Why did I buy this thing? Why do I have so much stuff? Stuff is overwhelming to me. And remember to take that step back, to be patient with yourself. Be cautious when you're dealing with your old memories, with the things that hold important emotional meaning to you. But remember that it's going to feel really good when you get through that bit. So as a quick recap of all of these tips, make sure you find a buddy, see if they're able to sit and chat with you, a friend that's able to support you through it, and that you can both be accountable and productive while you're talking to one another. Make sure you're being patient with yourself. Set very clear and realistic goals when you're working on things like this. And before you get started, make sure that you are set up for success. Like we talked about with the boxes, that you have a place to bring these things so they don't just end up all over your house. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk soon.